The following is a special presentation of the Simulation Football League.
Third down and 18, Tyree quickly calling out signals to the Sparrows, desperately looking for a big play, and they got it to Portis for a first down to the Bulldogs' 38-yard line. That's the second time in this quarter on a third and long. Tyree and Portis are able to deliver. Holden hands it off to Black. Black breaks a tackle. Black with a step arm. There he goes! Black, you've got to be kidding me! 72 yards! Touchdown, Houston! Second and 7 at the 11, back to pass, swing out Bose. Bose just beat the defense. Oh, Doug Bose! Stiff arm extraordinaire, touchdown Minneapolis.
It's the SFL live on Twitch TV.
Welcome to Cleveland, Ohio on a beautiful but chilly Monday night. Tonight, the Cleveland Vipers try to continue their win streak to keep their playoff hopes alive as the 5-5 Cleveland Vipers welcome the 6-4 Baltimore Crabs to town. The Commissioner's Cup as Cleveland tries to get their first victory over the Crabs in franchise history. The coin toss and kickoff are next on the SFL Network.
Hey, Jared. I'll be gentle.
Gentlemen, please make your call.
Heads.
It is tails.
Well received.
The home team has won the toss and select to receive.
The Vipers will get the football first. They've won 3 in a row to get to this point. In the last 2 weeks, Baltimore has played overtime games. It should be one heck of a night. Monday Night Football, the ball's on the tee. Kick it! We're underway! And the return will be from the 9-yard line. Cleveland up past the 25, nearly to the 30, and stopped at the 29-yard line. Caleb Wright is the Cleveland Viper quarterback. 86.6 quarterback efficiency, 17 touchdowns to 15 interceptions. No sophomore slump for Wright. 2,640 yards coming in with a completion percentage of 67. Averages 264 passing yards per game. And that average has been going up under new offensive coordinator Stevie T. Diggs, who's 3-0. Hand off to Chris Davis, and Davis has nearly a first down, picks up a solid 6 yards as he navigated his way through the lane. Cleveland in all black tonight with the gold numbers and white trim. Baltimore in the all white tonight with the black numbers and black trim with a little bit of gold there on the helmet. 2nd and 4 at the 36 following Davis's 6-yard carry. And he just beyond the 39 for a first down as Baltimore's defense shifts and Wright will try to counter. 8 on the play clock. Caleb Wright back to pass. And Wright has Davis open the flat, but wants to go deep, and the pass is knocked away and incomplete. Isaac Spears on the coverage of Noel Kreis. That'll set up a 3rd down and 4. Let's meet the Cleveland Vipers starting offense. At running back is Chris Davis, number 34. Caleb Wright is the quarterback, 6'6", 235, wears number 1. Scott King is the receiver, number 80, along with Noel Kreis, number 89. The tight end is Trey Jackson, number 84. 3rd down and 4, with 2 in the backfield with Wright for Cleveland. Back to pass, Wright. And Wright will go middle. That pass is caught by Scott King. 1st down to the 47. A perfect ball from Caleb Wright over the middle of the field. Gives the Vipers a 1st down. Cleveland is trying to do what only the San Francisco Bulldogs have done in SFL history. Be 3 games under 500, past the halfway point of the season, and make the playoffs. The San Francisco Bulldogs were 1-4. They won their last 3 games of the season before beating Baltimore in an upset in the semifinal, the league semifinal, and making the championship. That pass is caught again by King for a 1st down to the Crab 38-yard line. Currently in the SFL, 2 teams are trying to do what San Francisco did. DC was 3-6. They've won 2 in a row. Cleveland was 2-5. They've won 3 in a row, as both teams are trying to claim that last playoff spot in the Great Conference. 1st and 10, back-to-back lasers to Scott King from Caleb Wright. And Wright is back to pass out of the eye. And Wright goes deep down the field again, and that pass is incomplete. Alexander Brown all over Scott King, and Eddie Gage nearly had a takeaway. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Let's meet the rest of the Baltimore Crab defense. Linebackers, number 47, Joe Dazzo, 6'1", 233. The corners are Isaac Spears, number 31 on the far side. Cornerback, Alexander Brown, number 21 on the near side. Strong safety is, or the safeties back there, Ty Butler, Gerald Vick, and Eddie Gage, 49, 44, and 27 respectively. 2nd and 10, out of the shotgun for Caleb Wright. Back to pass, Wright. Looking for somebody to be open, and he's got a man deep down the field of the 17. A pickup of 21, and another Cleveland 1st down into the red zone this time. Caleb Wright is on the money. The couple of deflections from Baltimore, but the passes were right on target. 1st and 10 at the 17, and after a Davis early run, Caleb Wright has caught fire. Back to pass again. Right down the middle. That pass is caught again to the 3. Noel Kreis. A pickup of 14 yards and another Cleveland Viper 1st down. Wright just laser accurate, laser focused. Over the last month, as the Viper franchise playing some of the best football it ever has. 1st and goal at the 3. Out of the eye now, tight set for Cleveland. Wright's going to change the play. Had a good audible earlier. Toss out to Davis. And Davis is in trouble. Breaks off a tackle, but he's going to be thrown backwards. 5-yard loss. Eddie Gage eventually with the stop. Crabs all over the toss out to the left side, and it'll be 2nd and goal at the 8.
2nd and goal.
Eddie Gage leads the Crabs in tackles with 81. 8 yards away from pay dirt are the Vipers. Wright will toss it out again to the left side, and this time Alexander Brown smacks him down, just a gain of a yard. So back-to-back runs to the left side for Chris Davis do no damage, and it'll set up a 3rd down and goal. A 4-minute drive to start this ball game for the Cleveland Vipers. Keeping the number 1 ranked pass offense off the field. Empty backfield, 5 wide receivers now for Cleveland. 3 to the right side, far right side, as the ball's on the left hash. And Wright drops to throw. And Wright will fire right side, and the pass is caught for a touchdown! What a start for Cleveland! They have not lost a step, as Noel Kreis on the outside was the man to get the points. And Baltimore is now going to challenge that he got the feet in bounds. This will be interesting.
Whether the pass was caught and down.
An early challenge from the Crabs. Let's see how close this is. Kreis. Ooh, I don't know.
After review, the play stands. The pass was complete.
And they said he got that 1 foot in with the ball in his hands. That was my question.
With a timeout. The play results in a touchdown.
And the review stands, and Cleveland's got a touchdown. Yeah, I think what they ruled is he got the 1 foot in with possession. That was the question, whether or not he had the possession before the foot or not. Ref said that he did, and Cleveland gets on the board on their opening drive that lasts over 4 minutes. Extra point off of a bad snap is good. And it's Cleveland 7, Baltimore nothing. Why, you asked, do we call it the Commissioner's Cup? Well, Baltimore Crab owner Tim Johnston is the commissioner of the CAG League, the All-Pro Football User v. User experience, which has been going strong for, gosh, I think now over 40 seasons. Catching up to the NFL quite quickly over there. Meanwhile, Ronnie Nickens in his younger days was the commissioner of a Sim Football League back in the day of Tech Sims, when Tech Sims were more popular, as Inzer's on the return to the 29-yard line, now retired, a Deacon, enjoying life to the fullest and enjoying this last month of football from Ohio. Mike Dazzo is the Baltimore quarterback, and he goes under center. 1st and 10 at the 29. Dazzo will start the Crab drive off with a quick pass, a slant over the middle, out that, complete for 8 yards. Mike Dazzo's quarterback efficiency rating is 109.6, 32 touchdowns to 19 interceptions. And he needs 192 yards today to have 4,000 passing yards this season. 380.8 yards per game, that's best in the league, a long pass of 75, and a completion percentage whopping 74%. 2nd down and 2, Dazzo to throw. Hits Snyder, and Snyder is wrestled down by Jermaine Johns, but not before the Baltimore Crabs move the chains for a 1st down. Let's meet the rest of the Baltimore Crab offense. Dazzo is 6'4", 220. Snyder is 6'2", 230. The wide receivers are Demetrius Outdat, number 17, Elijah Bishop, number 14, and Wayne Inzer, number 18. The tight end is Chuck Imparato, who's been a hero of sorts in the last couple of weeks, wearing number 89. Dazzo over the middle, right on cue. Hits Imparato for a 7-yard pickup. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and 3, just shy of midfield. Both these teams through the air, moving the ball quite effectively. Elliott Snyder, 711 yards on the season, averaging 4.1 yards a carry. On the flip side, Davis has had a bit more success, 946 yards, 54 yards away from his first 1,000-yard season, averaging 4 yards a carry. 2nd and 3 at the 46, 2 in the backfield for Dazzo in a tight set. Dazzo back to pass, straight back again, flips it out to Snyder. Snyder's got 2 Vipers surrounding him. Just a 2-yard pickup will bring up 3rd down and 1. Jordan Gray and company on the tackle. And let's meet the rest of the Cleveland Viper defense. A 3-linebacker star set up front, led by number 51, Cameron Brantley, 6'5", 260. He's number 51. Zach Elfage is number 52. Jordan Gray is number 60 on the outside. The corners backs are Koyama Shigeki, number 20, and Stevie T. Diggs, number 36, as Elliott Snyder does not get the 1st down, and Baltimore will be faced with a 4th down and short situation. The strong safety is Ahmad Arrington, number 26, and the free safeties, rookie number 29, Jermaine Johns. 4th down and 1, Baltimore's not taking any chances. They'll punt the ball away. 4:35 to go in the 1st quarter. And Cleveland has a 7-0 lead in their first stop of the day. Snap a little off center, but Baltimore makes the adjustment. Kick to the 16-yard line, and the return is up past the 20 to about the 20.5 with 4:16 to go in the opening quarter. Don't forget to listen to Inside the SFL podcast, live or on demand, Wednesday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. The archive versions, the latest archive versions, are on the SFL website at simulationfl.com, or you can just search Talk Shoe Inside the SFL and find episodes 1 through 7. 1st and 10 at the 20 for Cleveland. Back to pass is right, flips it outside to an open man. That's a 1st down for Scott King as he uses a stiff arm to shove his way to the 31-yard line. And Cleveland is giving the chain gang plenty of exercise here in the opening quarter. Scott King has been active early, I should say. 1,032 yards, but he was just balled last week, over 200 yards, and he is having a big day quickly in this game. Out of the eye, receivers either side. Davis tries the right side this time, and Davis is going to be thrown backwards for a 2-yard loss. Eddie Gage now has 4 tackles, 2 behind the line of scrimmage, and Cleveland has struggled to get the running game going. They had that first carry of 6 yards that was effective up the middle, but running outside on Baltimore has proven to be a tall order. Kreis and King both to the bottom of your screen. Back to pass right, and Wright fires down the field. Caught again! This guy is super accurate, and Scott King has another Viper first down, 3 yards shy of midfield. I mean, Wright is putting these passes in the smallest of windows. Look at that as Gage gets his 5th tackle. Gage on pace for 20 tackles. If you're not a box score guy, you missed Billy Joe Casper getting 21 tackles for the Renegades a couple of weeks ago. 1st and 10 to the 47, and Baltimore jumps offside. Wright will flip it out short, and they'll likely take the penalty and keep it a first down, as Butler and Brantley getting involved in an exchange on the bench as the coaches come over and separate.
Neutral zone infraction, number 91. Defense, repeat, first down.
To the crowd's pleasure, it'll be first down and 5. A fresh look at the Gray Conference standings after yesterday's finals. Minneapolis 11-0. The Sparrows fall to 7-4, so the Maulers extremely comfortable at the top of the conference. Baltimore 6-4. Queen City 6-5. Cleveland 5-5. DC 5-6. Everyone jumbled up as Wright swings it outside, short pass caught by Trey Jackson. Nice adjustment of the football, and another first down to the Crab 39-yard line. Trey Jackson's first catch of the night as Isaac Spears gives him a tap on the back of the head for a job well done. Good sportsmanship there. First and 10 at the Baltimore 39. Cleveland calmly and effectively moving down the field once again. Nothing flashy. Right back to pass. Wright fires left side, caught. First down to the 25-yard line. Scott King again. 5 catches in the first quarter for 69 yards for Scott King, on pace for another 200-yard evening. And the way Caleb Wright just continues to spread the ball around has been tremendously difficult to stop. First down and 10 at the 25-yard line. Hand off Davis. Davis will pick up 1 block, but another tackle on the outside. Is that Butler? That is Ty Butler making the stop. 4 no gains, 2nd down and 10, and you can't fault the Vipers for trying to keep the Crabs honest. Chris Davis does average 95 rushing yards per game, so pretty admirable job here in the first quarter by Baltimore to contain him. 2nd and 10 at the 26, out of the eye for Cleveland. Cleveland will hand it off to Davis, and Davis again will be put down. Just a 1-yard pickup. Will set up a 3rd down and 9. Eddie Gage again laying it all on the line tonight. Crabs clinched the division a long time ago. They were the first team to clinch it at 6-3. They lost in overtime last week in a wild one. 3rd down and 9, back to pass. Right down the field, the pass is caught for a touchdown! This guy just keeps making magic for Cleveland. It's 13-0. Right over the top of Dazzo. Brown lost containment. And I can honestly say I'm not quite sure who caught that touchdown pass. Wright has hit at least 6 different receivers in this first quarter. And Cleveland, 2 offensive possessions and 2 touchdowns, has probably played their most efficient quarter of the season. They just seem to be getting better and better as the extra point is good. 14-0. I am the SFL play-by-play commentator, Cameron Irvine. This is Monday Night Football, Week 11, next to the last week of the regular season. Other action across the SFL family of networks. Houston is at Orlando on SFLN2. 2 of the top defenses doing battle as Inzer returns out to the 30-yard line. Week 12 is the final week of the regular season. That begins Saturday, March 26th. The playoffs begin Thursday, March 31st, with a doubleheader on Sunday, April 3rd, and Monday Night Football on April 4th. The conference semifinals right here on SFLN1 exclusively. Pass is caught by Outdat, spin move, and Outdat nearly picked up a first down. Nice move by Demetrius Outdat, and it would appear that Elijah Bishop will go an entire quarter without a catch. Bishop coming into the game with 1,281 yards as the team's leading receiver with 8 receiving touchdowns, goes catchless as he's being defended primarily by Koyama Shigeki tonight. May get one more playoff in the quarter, 2nd and inches, and they just do as Elliott Snyder picks up a first down to the 41-yard line. That's the end of the first. Baltimore is trying to get some points on the board on their second possession. Cleveland has taken an early 14-0 lead. We'll be right back. This is the SFL Network. Elliott Snyder down the sideline, gets to the Cleveland 19. What a play by Snyder on the outside, the longest play from scrimmage for the Crabs tonight. What a run, as even Brantley couldn't close him down on the corner. Jordan Gray eventually makes the stop, but one spin and then a sidestep back to the outside gives the Baltimore Crabs their first possession into the red zone tonight. And boy, did they need that after a brilliant first quarter from the Cleveland Vipers. Snyder will take a spot on the bench after the long run. Empty backfield, 4 receivers, 3 to the top of the screen for Baltimore. Dazzo back to pass, 3-man rush, pass over the middle is knocked away and incomplete. Well covered, Cameron Brantley and a few others out there defending that quick throw over the middle. Cleveland, one of a few teams with a 3 linebacker set, but overall not a setup you commonly see around the SFL. Model the setup off of Honolulu's defense from the season prior, when the Legends were one of the top defenses in the league. 2nd and 10 at the 19. 3 receivers for Dazzo, back to pass. Dazzo down the field, caught, and looking for the end zone, got the end zone. Touchdown, Elijah Bishop. All he does is catch long balls and score touchdowns, and the Crabs are on the board. Bishop's first catch of the night, he wills his way into the end zone. Bishop averaging a whopping 21 yards a catch, and now ties Demetrius Outdat for first on the team in receiving touchdowns with 9 in 11 games. And we knew the Crabs would eventually answer, and they do on their second possession. 4 possessions total in this game, 3 touchdowns. Extra point for Baltimore is good. And it's the Crabs 7, Cleveland 14 early in the second quarter here on Monday Night Football. Baltimore kicks it deep from the 8-yard line. Cleveland past the 25, past the 30, and a nice return out to the 34-yard line. $10:25 to go in the first. Vipers 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns, and Caleb Wright has been on the money. But positive signs for the Crab defense. Chris Davis has done next to nothing. He'll take the handoff left side, and Davis is again put down. Ty Butler coming over to make the tackle, pick up just 2. We'll set up a 2nd down and 8. But Cleveland sticking with the run. They want to stay balanced. 175 carries for Elliott Snyder compared to 237 for Chris Davis on the season. Caleb Wright's not a runner. 12 carries for negative 16 yards this year. 4 receivers, 2 to either side for Wright. Wright back to pass against a 4-man rush. Wright will have to check it down to Davis, and Davis is wrapped up near the line of scrimmage by Dazzo and company. No gain. Will set up a 3rd down and 8, and Baltimore's defense has really started to tighten up, especially on 1st and 2nd down. 3rd down is when they've had a problem against Wright and the Viper offense. Out of the shotgun, 4 receivers, 3 to the short left side, and press coverage across the board. Fake the draw, play action from Wright, swing out right side, and the pass is knocked away and incomplete. Alexander Brown on the coverage. And Baltimore gets their first stop of the night, a 3-and-out, and Cleveland will bring out the punt team. Coming up on the SFL Update halftime report, we'll have first half analysis of Cleveland and Baltimore as we get you ready for the second half of Monday night's Spotlight game. Louisville and Orlando are playing each other next week in Florida. Houston and Orlando in Florida at the moment. Hinzer back to return from his 24-yard line and gets up to the 27. Well, Mike Dazzo heading back out on the field. Haven't seen much of Elliott Snyder tonight. Averages 71 yards a game. He's had a down year. But he does lead the team in receptions with 84, but just 433 yards on those receptions. And here's another catch for Snyder. Snyder picks up 3 to the 30. Dazzo now up to 89 passing yards. I guess if you look at the receiving, the touches and the yards, Snyder's got about 1,144 yards of all-purpose yards and about 260 touches. Davis, who does not receive the ball nearly as much in the passing game, about 285 touches and maybe about 1,100 yards. Back to pass on 2nd down and 7. Dazzo, boy, railed that one in there to the 47, 1st down. Demetrius Outdat with beautiful concentration through the heavy traffic to pick up a Crab 1st down. Look at that, right through 2 linebackers and into the secondary. That could not have been executed any better. Stevie T. Diggs has been a bit quiet. They have not tested Diggs on the outside. Diggs leads the league in interceptions with 10 in 10 games. And they swing it outside. Diggs was there, and that pass is incomplete. Diggs was all over that. Could have been worse for Dazzo trying to hit out that in the flat. And it'll set up 2nd and 10. Baltimore down to 2 timeouts. They lost a challenge earlier in the half. 2 in the backfield with Dazzo. I'm not sure that, I think the Crabs have run maybe 1 time, 1 or 2 times in the first half. Hand off to Snyder, and Snyder got nothing. Locked up on the outside by Shigeki. 3rd and 9. Koyama Shigeki, former Honolulu legend, was traded to Cleveland a while ago. Just 38 tackles this season, but 7 interceptions, and more importantly, 111 return yards. In fact, the Cleveland Vipers as a team have 26 interceptions for a whopping 303 return yards. Dazzo to throw. That pass is caught by Outdat, but it'll be 4th down as the Viper defense sharpens the knives around midfield and forces another punt. I mean, the numbers are just astounding. 26 interceptions to their opponents, just 14. 303 return yards. I mean, that's over 10 yards a return on picks. They also have a recovered fumble. Plus 11 in the turnover differential department. That is impressive. Averaging about a +1 in the turnover margin in each of their games. This punt will bounce quietly down to the 3-yard line. Baltimore could not have asked for a better punt there, and Cleveland will start deep in their own territory. Back-to-back stops by the defenses as things have tightened up here in Cleveland. This brand new facility that the Vipers built, or the Vipers have been building over the last couple of years after the team moved from Dallas, will host its first championship game Saturday, April 16th. A new start time of 4 p.m. Central as Chris Davis gets outside. Davis past the 30. Nobody's going to catch him. And Cleveland will get their 3rd touchdown of the night. Book it. A 97-yard career-long run from Chris Davis. It's 20-7. Only the big boys and Alexander Brown catching him, and we're trying to catch him. They weren't going to get there. Davis out of a cannon with a little extra at the end of it. Vipers back up by 2 scores. That'll help Davis's average. Chris Davis's previous long run this year was 71 yards. He blows that out of the water. Davis this season, just 2 100-yard games. Had 107 yards on 33 carries against the Sailors, but didn't score a touchdown. Had his best game against the Maulers. 167 yards on 22 carries for a score, and if you remember, that was the Vipers' only points in that game. Inzer is smacked at the 27. Now, if you remember, the Cleveland Vipers faced the Minneapolis Maulers, the league's top team again, and was the only team to really contain the Maulers. Minneapolis scored just 20 points in that game. Davis had 95 yards on 23 carries, a solid night, and Cleveland lost 20-16 because in the final minute, Rocco Marconi did what Rocco Marconi has done for many years as the Mauler quarterback, and Elliott Snyder had a lane to the outside, but a nice job sealing by Zach Elfage puts Snyder down, who has just 4 yards here in the first half. 99 for Davis, so he's still 1 yard short of his 3rd 100-yard game of the season. 2nd and 9 at the 28. Crabs down 2 scores. Back to pass. Dazzo again to Outdat. They've had no answer for Demetrius Outdat cutting across the middle of the field. Absolutely no answer. That has easily been the most successful offense for Baltimore here this evening. 6:08 to go in the quarter. Tight set here. Imperato and Bishop, just one catch. Inzer does not have a catch in the first half. Snyder takes the handoff, and Snyder's blown up in the backfield, a 2-yard loss. Diggs and Gray combined for the stop. Brings up 2nd down and 12. Don't forget, Week 12 begins with a winner-take-all game. The 5-6 Carolina Skyhawks win, and they're in. The 6-5 Tallahassee Pride win, and they're in. And the Pride still have an opportunity for 3rd place. Back to pass, caught by Outdat. 3rd and 6. That kicks off the Week 12 slate. Carolina and Tallahassee does, along with Orlando, Louisville, Houston, OKC, Santa Fe, Dallas, and NYC, Baltimore. A night chock full of SFL action the night before Easter. 3rd down and 6 at the 43. Back to pass. Dazzo, deep shot down the field. It's picked off at the 36. And Shigeki back to return. Past the 40, all the way to the 35. First turnover of the game for either team, and Cleveland is dominating the first half. Dazzo looking for Bishop down the field. Shigeki reads it perfectly. And Shigeki adds to his interception return total, now 8 on the season, and he has been a direct beneficiary of Stevie T. Diggs' play. The 2 star corners for Cleveland, a combined 18 interceptions in 20 and a half games. That is just phenomenal production. And I think Cleveland would be crazy if they didn't try to re-sign both of those guys. Back to pass, Wright. Wright will flip it outside, not taking the deep shot. Takes a 3-yard out route to Noel Christ instead. Christ's 3rd catch of the day, and it's 2nd and 7 at the Crab 32.
Second and 7.
Second and 7 at the 32-yard line. Hand off to Davis. Davis loses a yard. Sets up 3rd and 8.
Number 27 with the tackle. Loss of 2 yards on the play.
Oh, at the 33. Cleveland's been so good on 3rd downs in this first half. I don't think they'd kick a field goal from 50 yards out. Don't necessarily have a strong kicking game. Back to pass. Wright fires down the field, and oh, what a smack on Scott King. No, check that. 83 again, who had the touchdown earlier. He was laid out as Baltimore knocks the 3rd down conversion away, and the Crabs dodge a bullet as Cleveland goes 3 and out following Shigeki's interception and cannot take advantage of the turnover forced by their defense. They'll punt and try to pin the Crabs deep. And this punt will go out of bounds at the 8-yard line. Nice solid kick, 4.5 hang time. Averaged 36.1 yards per punt due to Vipers, a long of 44. Averages about 5 punts per game. 1st and 10 at the 8 for Baltimore. First time starting inside their 10. Elliott Snyder's in trouble in the backfield, but gets away. Snyder past the 20, past the 30, and Snyder is put down at the 36-yard line. A pickup of 28 yards. Cleveland's coaching staff is furious as Ahmad Arrington eventually made the tackle. Nice job by Snyder to hurdle a defender who had fallen in the backfield. Johns gets picked up, and it was off to the races from there for Elliott Snyder. Easily Snyder's best run of the day. Gives the Crabs plenty of breathing space. 2 in the backfield for Dazzo. Bishop top of the screen, still sitting on 1 catch. Back to pass, out that going middle again. It's not open. Swing out to the fullback, and the pickup of 3. A fast-moving first half of play. Let's go to look at the updated Teal Conference standings. Louisville, like Minneapolis, sitting comfortably as the number 1 seed. Houston has a 1-game lead on Orlando and won the previous meeting against Orlando. They're playing right now. Tallahassee 6-5, but can be eliminated by Carolina if the Skyhawks beat the Pride in week 12. Dallas has improved to 4-7. As the flip out to Snyder, he's got a lot of room to run, picks up a block. Snyder down the sideline, and Snyder has done some dangerous work here in the second quarter, all the way down to the Viper 35-yard line for another Crab first down. Snyder this time to the near side. He is really doing some damage in the passing game. He's breaking ankles as well as Johns embarrasses himself. I want to go back to Dallas. Heck of a job by the Law to slowly improve their record this season. Respectable 4-7 as they take on Santa Fe in the final week. Could end up 5-7 on the season. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line for now. Good drive here for Baltimore. It's been all Elliott Snyder. Handoff right side. He's cut down. Loss of 1 on the play. That's Zach Elfage again protecting that right side. Zach Elfage, 67 tackles, but a team-leading 15 tackles for loss. 1 sack and 1 interception. 5 different star players for the Cleveland defense has sacks this season, led by the 2.5 from Jordan Gray. Check that, 4 players have sacks. Jordan Gray with 2.5 leads the team. Shigeki has 2. Brantley has 2, and Elfage has 1. 2nd and 11 now at the Viper 36-yard line. Cleveland is up 21-7 as we approach halftime. 3 receivers, 2 backs in the backfield for Dazzo. And Dazzo hands it off to Snyder. Snyder's put down with authority at the 36. Hunt on the prowl. 3rd and long. Enterprise Stadium to its feet. 4 receivers for Dazzo. Back to pass. Dazzo down the field. Caught. First down. Beautiful throw from Dazzo to Elijah Bishop. His 2nd catch of the first half into the red zone of the Cleveland 18. Clock moving. 1:20 left. 2 timeouts for the Crabs. Plenty of time. And the lone turnover in this first half did not hurt Baltimore. Back to pass, Dazzo. Dazzo fires short for a 5-yard pickup. Clock will continue to move. Shigeki with his 2nd tackle under a minute to go in the second quarter. Down to the 13-yard line, 2nd and 5. Baltimore will get the ball to start the second half. They'll go with a 3-back set here with 45 seconds to go. Hand off Snyder, right side makes a move. Snyder inside the 5. Elliott Snyder, touchdown. Crabs answer in the final minute of the first half. It's Elliott Snyder's 4th rushing touchdown of the year, his 8th touchdown overall because he also has 4 in the receiving game. And the Crabs once again cut the margin of error down to 7.
Number 3 is back for the point after. Number 8 will hold the kick.
Extra point for the Crabs is good.
The extra point is good.
Baltimore 14, Cleveland 21. Didn't even need to use a timeout. Cleveland has 3 timeouts and 40 seconds to work with. The Crabs do get the ball to start the second half, so Cleveland may think about staying aggressive here. And after Davis rushed for a 97-yard touchdown a couple of drives ago, Davis is an option as well. From the 10, Cleveland on the return, past the 25, and then flying in to make the tackle. Number 86, who had a catch on the previous possession. First and 10 at the 29.
First and 10. From 29 yards.
Two in the backfield for Caleb Wright. They'll hand it off to Davis. Davis picks up a block. He got a first down out to the 42-yard line. Nice run by Davis up the middle of the field, and now that changes the game for Cleveland here, as they're set up pretty good to try to make a push for points in the final minute. Big hit from Isaac Spears at the tail end of that play.
First and 10.
First down at the 42. Out of the eye. 8 in the box for Baltimore. They are crowding it. Davis going to take the handoff, break off a tackle. Davis picks up 3. No huddle offense here from Cleveland. And it's going to take some time off the clock. Down to 18 seconds. They're going to run it to him again, and this is not good 2-minute offense. And in fact, Cleveland is just going to sit on it. May take one timeout to chuck one to the end zone. Let's see what they do here. Yes, they will burn a timeout. Cleveland wanting to get in range for something, but also not wanting to take too big of a risk, which is understandable with a 7-point lead at home and your defense playing pretty decent ball. See what they do here. Are they close enough for a Hail Mary, do they feel like, with Caleb Wright's arm? Yes, they do. So everyone's going to go deep here for Caleb Wright. Press coverage here for the Crabs. Final play of the first half against a 4-man rush. Wright is going to be hit as he threw, and the pass is incomplete. That's how the first half ends. Baltimore 14, Cleveland 21. The SFL Update halftime report is coming up next here on the SFL Network.
The score is now the Badgers 14. 21.
Welcome into the SFL Update Halftime Report. Cleveland takes a 21-14 lead into the locker room on Baltimore. A very interesting first half, and I want to start with the key players of the half. Eddie Gage for Baltimore, 10 tackles already in the first half. 3 tackles for loss, 1 pass defended. Caleb Wright has kept a clean bill of health. 12 of 17, 147 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions. In fact, in the last 3 weeks since Stevie T. Diggs took over the offense, Caleb Wright has just 3 interceptions in those 3 games, has really stayed clean for the most part, and has done so also in the first half. It's worth mentioning Scott King had 5 catches in that first quarter. He had none in the second. Let's take a look at the team stats for Baltimore. 42 rush yards, 180 pass yards for 222 total. Cleveland racked up 257 yards of offense in that first half, 147 through the air and 110 on the ground. 9 first downs for Cleveland to 8 for Baltimore. 3 for 6 on third down for Cleveland, 1 of 4 for Baltimore. The 1 turnover in that first half didn't cost Baltimore any, a 3-and-out following the interception by Koyama Shigeki. The time of possession rather even. Cleveland 11-18, Baltimore 10-14, but the Crabs will get the ball to start the second half. We're in for a thriller once again here on the SFL Network. Cleveland 21, Baltimore 14. This is the SFL Network, and the second half from Enterprise Stadium in Cleveland is coming up next.
Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and make sure never to miss a moment of the action by following our channel on Twitch. This has been SFL Halftime Update. Enjoy the second half.
What does it mean to rise? To be better, to be stronger, to be tougher, to be a hero, to be a savior. The SFL believes it's time for you to rise, to hit harder, to run faster, be a person who conquered. In the SFL, being better, stronger, tougher as a player, coach, or owner means finding your energy, finding your identity, finding your inner warrior. As we live our lives, we're not the most athletically gifted. We scream in frustration, I could do better. I'd be an amazing football player. I'd be a better play caller. I'd run an incredible franchise. Welcome to the SFL, where you can rise. Rise as one. Start of the second half here from beautiful Cleveland, Ohio. About 38 degrees tonight, dipping down to about 36 as we get into the second half. 1st and 10 at the 27 for the Crabs. They got the last touchdown of the first half and can get the first touchdown of the second half as Mike Dazzo drops to throw. The pass is nearly picked. Oh, that could have been a pick six. Zach Elfage on the coverage. 9th time out that's been targeted. And that was dangerous for Baltimore and Mike Dazzo. Lucky to be alive after that one. 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 from the Badgers, 28-yard.
What a near heroic play there by Elfage, the 6th seasoned veteran. Got his start in San Francisco. 2nd and 10 at the 27. Back to pass, Dazzo. Dazzo fires short. Pass caught, but Imperato takes a shot. Pickup of just one. 3rd and 9 for the Crabs. Crabs are 6 and 4. Cleveland 5 and 5. Even if the Crabs fall to 6 and 6, their playoff spot cannot be taken away. Coastal Division champions. Back to pass, Dazzo. Dazzo looking for somebody. Pass tipped at the line and incomplete. Cleveland's defense even tipping passes off of their defensive front. That brings up a 3-and-out 4th down for Baltimore, and they'll have to punt it away, which is 38 seconds ticked off the 3rd quarter clock. It's even possible for Cleveland, which will have never been done in the SFL. 2 and 5. If they win out, Cleveland has a shot to be the number 2 seed in the Gray Conference. Fair catch called for at the 37. Because Sioux Falls lost, if Baltimore, if they were to lose today, and then if Sioux Falls were to lose to Cleveland, the Sparrows would be 7 and 5. The Vipers would be 7 and 5. Baltimore could possibly be 7 and 5. Queen City could be 7 and 5. And somewhere in there is a scenario where the Vipers would actually win the tiebreaker. 1st and 10 at the 37. Back to pass. Right down the field. Caught by King. That's what they did most of the first quarter. The Baltimore 43, 88 yards on 6 catches now for Scott King to give Cleveland another first down. Scott King in the last 3 weeks, the last 4 weeks really, 135 yards and 2 touchdowns, 121 yards and a touchdown, 86 yards and a touchdown, 212 yards and a touchdown. Back to pass, that's King again, picks up 3. And 2 of the last 3 weeks, Scott King has hit the double-digit number. Check that, Kreis on the catch. King has hit the double-digit number in catches, had 10 against the Maulers and a season-high 15 last week against Queen City.
2nd and 7.
And in the last 5 weeks, he's averaged at least 12 yards a catch. So in the backfield, right back to pass, and Wright flips it out to Davis, and Davis picks up 1. Sets up a 3rd and 6. Cleveland was 3 of 6 on 3rd downs in the first half. Louisville 10 and 1 atop the conference. They are awaiting their first round opponent. They'll know Saturday. Orlando and Houston still neck and neck on SFL N2. That pass is caught by King. What a move from Caleb Wright to escape the pocket. I think that's worth another look. Caleb Wright moving his feet away from danger, right into the breadbasket of Scott King as Alexander Brown makes the stop. Vipers on the outskirts of the red zone once again. Tight set here out of the eye for Cleveland. And off to Davis, and he's got 3 Crabs surrounding him. Manages to pick up a yard, 112 yards tonight for Davis, and his average still better than Snyder's 10 carries for 42 yards due to that long 97-yard career-long touchdown run. Second down and 9 now, just inside the 20. King in that wiry frame down at the bottom of the screen. Right, hands off on a trap. Davis has a near first down, going to set up a 3rd down and 1. Nice play as the Crabs rush to the outside. There's not much you can do in a running game against Baltimore on the outside. You got to hit them in the middle, or at least that's what appears to be their consistent weakness. But Baltimore, really a balanced squad, does not have one singular issue. As Davis takes the toss and did not get the first down. Combined stop from Ty Butler and Alexander Brown will force a 4th and 1 from the 12, and likely our first field goal attempt of the night. The offense, however, has remained on the field with the 3-back set. Do they dare go for it or try to draw the Crabs offside? 7 in the box, showing an outside blitz. Down to 10 on the play clock. Baltimore's not budging, and Cleveland isn't either. Down to 5, down to 4, and the Vipers will have to burn a timeout. So the field goal unit will come on for Cleveland to try to stretch their lead to 10. As Baltimore's offense tries to get moving here in the second half after that 3 and out to start the 3rd. This should be a pretty simple kick for Cleveland, a 28-yard variety. Left hash mark. Snap is good, hold is good, and the kick is good. 6:54 to go in the opening quarter. Cleveland 24, Baltimore 14 here on the Week 11 edition of Monday Night Football on the SFL Network. You can find us everywhere at /SimulationFL, Facebook.com/SimulationFL, Twitter.com/SimulationFL, YouTube.com/SimulationFL, or Twitch.tv/SimulationFL, or you can just go to where it all happens, SimulationFL.com. First and 10 at the 26 for the Crabs, now down 10. Baltimore has trailed the entire game since Cleveland scored on their opening possession. And crowding the box, 9 in the box for Cleveland, and it's a 3-yard loss for Snyder. Elfaze again in the backfield. Cleveland was all over that. They read that Snyder was going to get the football, and Dazzo should have adjusted the play. 2 receivers. Bishop is in the slot. Out that side of the gun on 2nd and 13. Back to pass, and I should say Dazzo. That pass is incomplete. Threw it into a crowd looking for Demetrius Outdat. It'll be 3rd down, 13. Jordan Gray actually hit him in the back of the helmet, and as soon as he felt the contact of the football, he just picked up and threw down Demetrius. Third down, 13. Can Dazzo convert? Mike Dazzo over the middle, and there was a crowd of about 4 different Vipers there. And Baltimore goes back-to-back 3 and outs here in the 3rd quarter, and they are really struggling right now, trying to figure out this Viper defense. And it's very interesting to watch Baltimore try to operate against this defense. They have not taken a shot down the sidelines against Diggs or Shigeki. In fact, they did once, and it was picked off by Shigeki. They just are not using any of that in their game plan today, trying to hit receivers over the middle, and Cleveland's defense is even starting to tighten up on those routes. The punt is returned into terrific field position for Cleveland at the 43-yard line. The Vipers have just played so solid today up to this point. It is just amazing to think that this team was 2-5. They had a 4-game losing streak when they faced some of the best teams in the league. Just astonishing. That pass is caught on the outside for a first down. Thrown out of bounds finally to the 45, but Scott King moves the chains again for the Cleveland Vipers. This time on the far side, he gives Isaac Spears a nightmare. The Cleveland Vipers hosted, they lost their first 3 games in their new stadium. They got blown out by the Maulers 41-7. Then Ashley Anderson set the rushing touchdown record against them the following week. Wright's pass down the middle should have been picked off right in the hands of Eddie Gage, who had a splendid first half. But can't hold on to that. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Wright had a receiver open, just underthrew him. And then lost on the road to D.C., although that was the first sign that things started to turn around for the Dragons, for the Vipers. They gave a very good game to D.C., a 37-31 loss, as Wright steps up and is sacked. A 3-yard loss will bring up 3rd down and 13. And Wright still having some words with James Abraham, who ended up getting the sack. Wright not quick enough to get away, and Davis can't believe it. He wanted Wright to throw him the ball. After that close loss to D.C., Cleveland beat the Sailors, then only lost to the Maulers by 4 and have won back-to-back games coming into the night. 3rd down and 13 at the 48. Trips left, back to pass, Wright. And Wright will fire left side, caught for a first down to the 30. 218 yards for Caleb Wright as Chris Johnson with the quick feet gets to the outside and gives Cleveland another first down. First and 10 at the 30. 2 backs, 2 receivers, and Davis will take the toss out to the near side, picks up 3. Keeps the clock moving. 2nd down and 7. In scoring position again are the Cleveland Vipers. Cleveland faces Sioux Falls on the final night of the SFL regular season, Monday on SFLN1. It'll be our 3rd straight Viper game after they were across other networks for the vast majority of the start of the season. 3-back set, but how can you argue that Cleveland has not been the most exciting team to watch over the last couple of weeks as Davis loses a yard. Sets up a 3rd and 8 at the 28. Be a 45-yard field goal from here. But the Vipers would like to get more than a field goal because, as everyone knows, Outdat and Bishop can score in a hurry. 4 receivers, 3 to the right side for Cleveland. Back to pass, Wright. And Wright fires a floater that's, oh! What a play by Brown! Flipped in the air! That might be the greatest acrobatic interception in SFL history. Brown dives, lays out, and then gets twisted around. And Baltimore takes over at the 20. Left me nearly speechless. What a play by Brown. a potential game-changing play, his 4th interception of the season, and his 2nd of note in the end zone. He had that big one against the Dragons back in week 1. Imperato first down to the 37-yard line, a pickup of 17. What an outstanding play by Brown. And we've seen a couple of outstanding plays by some Browns, which I know everyone wants me to say, what can Brown do for you? But I just have not wanted to say it. Too cliche. But if you remember, Brown for the Minneapolis Maulers yesterday recovered a fumble and returned it for a touchdown on the offensive side of the ball. So a couple of outstanding plays by Brown across the league, no relation. Brantley on the stop of Snyder, a pickup of 2. And someone mentioned having a top 10 plays of the year, or things like that. We may have to have a NCAA tournament type bracket where we decide the best plays of the year or something, because there's a lot of them. 2nd and 8. Back to pass, Dazzo. Dazzo deep shot down the field. That pass is caught by Bishop, who got ahead of Shigeki. It's a touchdown, Baltimore. And the game is turned around for the Crabs late in the 3rd. Finally, Bishop able to get open, runs the fade with no help over the top, and Baltimore has cut the deficit to 4. It's the closest they've been to Cleveland all day.
Number 3 is back for the point after.
A perfect throw from Mike Dazzo, and Caleb Wright's first interception of the day, which was really all Alexander Brown. You can't fault Caleb Wright. He put that ball in a pretty good space.
The extra point is good.
But Alexander Brown's interception turns in to an Elijah Bishop touchdown, his 10th of the season. And we have one heck of a ball game. Baltimore 21, Cleveland 24, with 2:50 to go in the 3rd.
The Badgers to kick off. Walker deep to receive.
Seems like every game as of late on the SFL network, particularly these Gray Conference barn burners, have just been stunning football to watch as the Vipers return it up to the 29-yard line. Both of these teams just have to stay the course. There's so much time left in this game. Can't help but feel like a bit of momentum was taken out of the building on that incredible interception, and then a perfect pass from Dazzo. I formation, tight set. Can the Vipers keep some positive vibes on their side? Davis will take the handoff, hit in the backfield, and then again in the hit in the backfield by Dazzo, who eventually makes the tackle. No gain will bring up 2nd down and 10. Davis still averaging 7 yards a carry, which is about 3 yards over his average.
Let's go. 2nd and 10 from 29 yards.
2nd down and 10 at the 29. Baltimore has not led in this game, trail 24-21. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the left side for Baltimore. Or for Cleveland, rather. Baltimore in a 3-3 defense. Handoff, Davis again, up the middle. That's where he's made his money. Pickup of 6 yards for Davis. Davis likes that. Under 2 to play in the 3rd. SFL post-game show will break down Orlando, Louisville, Orlando, Houston. Man, I don't know what my deal is with that tonight. That's a 4th down. And we'll also break down Cleveland and Baltimore on the SFL Network post-game show. And hopefully at that point, I know that Houston is playing tonight. Sorry, DRC. I don't know what's gotten into me. It's stuck in my head. So Baltimore's defense gets a 2nd consecutive stop. The Vipers in 3 possessions in this 3rd quarter have a field goal, a turnover, and a punt. From the 20, deep kick. Inzer on the return, but not much there. Up to the 22-yard line, but Baltimore can take their first lead of the game on this drive. Yeah, this is a tough stretch for for the Viper franchise. I mean, they've never won a playoff game. They've been to the playoffs just once in 6 seasons. This is a place where Cleveland has not been before, and Baltimore's been in it plenty of times. They've made the playoffs in their first 3 seasons. There's a face mask penalty there. That is a horrible penalty on Diggs. That'll be a 15-yard tack on, and Baltimore getting all the breaks here in the third.
Face mask, number 36, defense.
Cleveland's just they're not playing sharp, and actually they're calling it an incidental face mask. It'll be a 1st and 3, a 5-yard penalty. How often do you see a 1st and 3 in football? 259 yards and 2 touchdowns. 2 in the backfield for Dazzo. Snyder, no gain. And for those of you who are all-pro football geeks, go back and listen to that 1st and 3, because I don't think that was the PA announcer. I don't think they recorded the PA announcer ever saying 1st and 3. That was some sort of robotic voice there. If you listen closely in the background, very interesting. Always learning, finding new things out about this game 9 years later. 2nd down and 3, final play likely of the quarter. That pass is caught. What a bullet to the Crab 47. Out that again. Mike Dazzo's been so sharp with those passes. That's the end of the third. This is the SFL Network. First and 10 at the Crab 47. Dazzo avoids a sack. Flips it out to Snyder, but he lost 2 yards. I know Dazzo doesn't want to take the hit, but he probably should have. Would have lost about the same amount of yards. Cleveland all over that last play. 2nd down, 12 yards to go for the Crabs. They're down 3. Dazzo back to pass. Will flip it out. Snyder has some open room, and this time will not sidestep a defender. Picks up 7, 3rd down and 5. Both quarterbacks pretty even, though Dazzo has the edge on right in the passing category. 281 for Mike Dazzo. That's still 100 yards under his season average. So he has some work to do. 10:37 is plenty of time for Dazzo to continue to rack him up. 3rd down and 5 here for Baltimore. They're trending up right now. Shotgun formation for Dazzo. 3-2 defense for Cleveland. They rush 4. That pass over the middle caught by Outdat. 1st down for the Viper 41-yard line. Demetrius Outdat having a strong drive and a strong day overall. He has turned into their possession receiver, at least in this ball game. 2nd on the team with 72 receptions, averages 16.8 yards a catch. Snyder, the low man in the backfield on 1st and 10 at the 41. Hand off Snyder. He's hit the backfield, will not get away, but does pick up 3 yards. Dragging the defensive lineman with him. That's no easy task. That's weight room stuff. 2nd down coming up for Baltimore. 9:45 to go in the 4th quarter. 8 catches for 82 yards on 12 targets for Outdat. Three receivers. Back to pass. And the swing out to Snyder. Didn't get the 1st down. It'll be 3rd and 6. Jordan Gray on the stop. Yet another 3rd down here for the Crabs. This has been Demetrius Outdat time. Jordan Gray having a fine game. Empty backfield. We've got a lot of guys on the line, and the throw to Outdat was just over his heads and out of reach. That was the perfect play call. Cleveland had almost everyone up on the line of scrimmage. out that beat his man, but Dazzo threw it too far out ahead of him. And the mistimed throw will end the drive for Baltimore. Well, trying to pin the Vipers deep. The last time they did, Davis ran for 97 yards. This punt will bounce at the 10. And down to the 4, down to the 3. How about the punting from Baltimore today? Down to the 1-yard line. Can Chris Davis give Cleveland any more magic? A safety would make it a 1-point game. Baltimore would get the ball back. You can just feel the tension in this crowd right now. 60,000 plus. A rough first year here for the Vipers and a rough start, 0-3 at home for this team, but the fans have started to come on back as Chris Davis gets a little bit of room to the 3, 126 yards on the ground now for Davis, but just 29 outside of that long run. Gain of about 1.5 yards, but it does keep the clock moving. 2nd and 9 from the 3. Scott King has been a lot quieter since that fast start in the first quarter. Nobody's on the slot man. Hand off to Davis. Slot man is going to pick up a block and get a first down for Davis after the 14-yard line. The slot receiver for Cleveland, he runs scot-free off the line, which allows him to go out and get a block downfield. That was Noel Kreis who was uncovered, and that helped Davis get a first down. Nice execution there by the Vipers. Davis in the backfield, 2 receivers. Davis approaching a season high in rushing yards. Right back to pass. Right down the field, caught for a first down at the 40. Sent everybody deep. Scott King with the mega play, 26-yard pickup. Yeah, he really could have gone 2 directions. If he would have waited a split second longer, Noel Kreis would have been all alone and walked into the end zone. So a bit of a missed opportunity there for Cleveland, but they still move the chains and have the play in their back pocket. 1st and 10 of the 40, 4-3 defense out of Baltimore. Wright's going to throw. Wright flips it out to the fullback. That's his first catch of the game. That picks up 4. Allen on the catch. SFL postgame show coming up. Houston and Orlando highlights, or I should say a game recap, along with Cleveland and Baltimore's recap as well. We'll also, in case you don't know, we'll have the Week 12 schedule for you to view, as well as Davis takes the handoff, loses 2. Howard with his 5th tackle. Down to 7 minutes to go in the ball game. A big 3rd down here for Cleveland, who successfully ran a couple of minutes off this clock.
3rd and 7. Ball at the 43-yard line.
4 receiver set for Wright. Empty backfield. Wright to throw. On 3rd down, Wright deep down the field, tipped up in the air and incomplete. Another stop for the Crabs, who have allowed just 3 points in the second half. And Ayodele will have to come out and punt it away again.
Back to punt. Number 18 is deep to receive.
Oh yeah, this one's mine. This one's mine.
From the 19, Inzer's got some room to run, but Cleveland closes quickly at the 21-yard line. So another look at the Teal Conference. Carolina and Tallahassee, the spotlight game on Saturday, a winner-take-all game. Even if Orlando wins tonight, Tallahassee still has a shot to catch Orlando for third place at 7-5. First and 10 at the 21. Back to pass, Dazzo, deep shot down the field, pass is overthrown. Second time Mike Dazzo has missed a pass deep to out that. Set up a 2nd and 10. Can't fault out that's effort. He's throwing his body all over the field.
2nd and 10.
Grabs down 3. Two backs, 2 receivers. And Dazzo flips it outside, caught. Bishop got a lot of room to run. Bishop picks up 25 yards. Pushed out of bounds at the 46 and now has a $121 on just 4 catches today. Averaging 30 yards a pop. Bishop just a short drag route underneath and there was just no one there to stop him. Well-designed play there. First and 10 now up to midfield and Viper fans real nervous at this point. Tight set here for the Crabs, down 3. Back to pass. Dazzo flips it outside to Snyder. Snyder breaks a tackle, but he did step out of bounds at the 48-yard line. Momentum carries him to his bench. If Cleveland loses, they still dramatically affect the playoff race. The DC Dragons would need, at that point, 3 things to go right. The Dragons would need to beat San Francisco. They would need the Vipers to beat Sioux Falls, and they would need the Corsairs to lose to the Maulers, and all 3 of those games will take place Monday. 2nd and 4 at the 48. Dazzo out of the shotgun, back to pass. Dazzo fires down the field, passes incomplete. If Cleveland wins, the Dragons would need the Vipers to lose to the Sparrows. They would need the Corsairs to lose to the Maulers. And a victory needed out of the Dragons, of course. Stevie T. Diggs knocks that one away from Outdat. Third down and 4. Both of these defenses have been pretty good here in the second half. We've seen a bit of everything here in this ball game between 2 clearly very good ball clubs. Third down and 4 for Dazzo. Dazzo back to pass. He'll fire it over the middle. The pass is ruled a fumble and recovered by Cleveland. I think that's going to be ruled an incomplete. Either way, a victory for the Vipers who get a stop. But let's get a closer look at it. Pass. I don't think Imperato took a step. Brantley recovered the fumble. Baltimore going to challenge because it affects field position.
The Badgers are challenging whether the player had possession prior to the fumble.
Now we saw one of these calls. Most of these calls have eventually been overturned and been corrected. At one time this year, the ref still missed it, but I just don't see how that's a catch. Sometimes it is a catch, an honest-to-goodness catch and fumble, but I don't think that's going to happen this time.
After review, the receiver did have possession. It is therefore ruled a fumble.
And Baltimore's not charged a timeout. So the Crabs are out of challenges now because Baltimore has challenged twice. They failed on their first one. So that's also a very interesting storyline, and the Crabs have to punt. But Baltimore not charged a timeout with that successful challenge. And again, they can pin the Vipers deep. This punt again will bounce inside the 5. Unbelievable! Down to the 1-yard line. 3 times tonight, Houston has pinned the Vipers inside the 5. What a job. What an absolute job. Vipers have not scored a touchdown in the second half. In fact, they've scored just 1 touchdown since their first 2 possessions. A 3-back set in the backfield and a 4-3 defense out of Baltimore. Handoff goes to Davis. Davis trying to get out of the end zone. He did not! It's a safety! And Eddie Gage comes down with it. And the Crabs will get the ball back, needing just a field goal to win it. And Davis did not get outside of the end zone. Unbelievable. That's the second time the Crabs have gotten a safety in a fourth quarter. They did it against Sioux Falls, but couldn't come away with that victory. Lost 28-23. They're going to end up with great field position all the way up to the 38-yard line.
15 on the play. Ball is spotted at the 39-yard line.
Still so much time. But Baltimore scored 9 unanswered here in the second half.
First and 10.
24-23. Can Cleveland's defense be good enough in the final 5:20? Hand off to Snyder. Snyder left side, picks up 5. Cameron Brantley on the stop, 47 yards on 15 carries, just 7 yards on his last 5 carries for Snyder.
Credited with the tackle.
As the clock will tick down, under 5 minutes to play.
Second and 5.
Cleveland Vipers playoff hopes hang in the balance for a second consecutive week. They pulled it out in the final minute last week. Ball on the 43, 3 receivers for Dazzo. Dazzo 3-step drop, flips it outside, wide open. Is the fullback, but he's put down short of the first down marker. Nice job by Shigeki to eventually get out there and make the hit on Strong. 3rd down and 2. Down to 4.5 to go. Baltimore still well out of field goal range, 4 yards shy of midfield. They'll need to keep moving. Tight set, 2 in the backfield. A 3-4 defense out of Cleveland. Hand off to Snyder. Snyder's got a first down. And plenty more after that. An 8-yard pickup to the Viper 46-yard line. They're about 13 yards outside of field goal range. Again, another big block pickup on Jermaine Johns, who at the time was in position to make the tackle.
First and 10.
A fresh set of downs for Baltimore. Three receivers. Baltimore under center, straight back. Dazzo fires out that caught to the 33. In the field goal range now are the Crabs and can win the game with it. And now for Cleveland, the question becomes how exactly to stop Baltimore, because now the clock becomes a factor working against Cleveland, who has 2 timeouts. They can't afford a situation where the Crabs could take it all the way down and win the game with a field goal as Snyder takes a carry but does not gain yardage. Down to 3:25 to go. Yet another incredible finish. You just don't get more competitive football anywhere else. 2nd and 10 at the 33. Out that bottom of the screen. 3:08 to go. Baltimore's down 1 on the fringe of field goal range. Dazzo hands it off. Snyder. Snyder lost a yard. That's huge. Brantley on the tackle. That is very important, because a 51-yarder may be out of the range. Everyone at 60,000 plus standing. 3rd down, Dazzo gonna throw. Dazzo deep down the field. It's knocked away, which stops the clock with 2:31 to go. And now Baltimore has a very important decision to make. They have all 3 timeouts. They technically could punt the ball away, and that's what they're going to do. The Crabs are going to trust in their defense to try to get a stop. They have 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning to try to get in better position to make a field goal. This punt, though, is not very good. It pops up at the 12, but Cleveland goes backwards on the return to the 9. So eventually, Houston gets his 4th punt inside the 10. And now, if you're Cleveland, I think you need, 2 or 3 first downs.
1st and 10 from 9-yard line.
Out of the eye, Baltimore trusting in their defense that has been terrific in the second half. Hand off Davis, and Davis lost a yard. Eddie Gage with a wrap-up tackle. Gage has been phenomenal. And that will take us to the 2-minute warning with all 3 timeouts still in the pocket of Baltimore.
2nd and 10.
This is the SFL Network. And if the Crabs would have had a star kicker, that 51-yard field goal would have been taken. The Crabs kicking game not particularly good, at least in the minds of the coaches as they elect to put their defense out there. 2nd and 11, Davis cuts it back inside, picks up just 1 timeout for the Crabs. Cleveland has to seriously think about passing this ball and putting it in the hands of Scott King. Because you're not going to pick up the first down on 3rd down and 10 running the ball unless something dramatic happens. But you also need to take a safe throw if nothing's open down the field, because you cannot afford to stop the clock here. 3rd and 10 from the 9. Wright's going to throw right down the middle. Oh, what a throw in traffic to Scott King. An incredible throw. How many guys were on King here? There are 4 Baltimore Crab defenders draped all over Scott King. And the pass on the money. Now, the game is still not over, although Baltimore's hanging in the balance here. 1 more first down will end it, but even so, Baltimore would have a really limited amount of time to get the football back. Davis takes the handoff. Now the Crabs are out of timeouts. 2nd and 9. There's no motivation for Cleveland to throw the football. They can run about 80 of the 88 seconds off of the clock. But the issue is defending the deep ball, which Baltimore is one of the best at. And they're in victory formation, which is quite surprising that they would not at least try to continue to run plays to Davis to take more time off the clock, because that play happened so fast, the kneel down, I should say, that you're allowing Baltimore here to potentially do something with it in the final seconds. Yeah, the kneel down comes too early here. But both teams, unlike anything that I've really seen all season, both teams just so confident in their defenses right now that they are willing to put it all on the line and not let their offenses do anything crazy. But this punt is actually going to come. I mean, the Crabs are going to be able to get off a few plays here. My math was a bit fuzzy. Cleveland, and it was the Vipers were a bit fuzzy on the math as well. And this is going to be pretty decent field position for the Crabs. I'm really surprised at this. As Inzer from the 45-yard line gets up to the 47-yard line with 23 seconds to go. Now, the issue for Baltimore is that they are out of timeouts, but my goodness, Baltimore needs just 20 yards to get into field goal range and 22 yards to at least give the guy a shot. Empty backfield for Dazzo, but they are out of timeouts. Cleveland is up by 1. Dazzo's pass is caught by Outdat. Are they not going to run no huddle? What is Baltimore doing? They're down to 10 seconds to go. They don't have any timeouts. Do they know they don't have any timeouts? Down to 5 seconds left. They rush the field goal unit on the field. Down to 2 seconds left. The game-winning field goal from 52 yards is short. And Cleveland has done it again. Post-game show coming up next. What a finish. What a night in the SFL as Baltimore's field goal falls just short in the closing seconds as the Crabs furiously went up to the line. either not knowing that they didn't have any timeouts left, or just not wanting to make the field goal any longer than it already was. But the Crabs unable to pull it out in the end, and the Vipers stay alive. 24-23. Let's take a look at the final numbers. Mike Dazzo, 28 of 40, 354 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Elijah Bishop, 121 yards on just 4 grabs for 2 touchdowns. And Eddie Gage finishes with 16 tackles, 2 passes defended, and 3 tackles for loss. Caleb Wright, 23 of 31, 269 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Scott King had that monster catch late in the ball game, 159 yards on 10 grabs. Koyama Shigeki, 9 tackles and an interception for Cleveland. From 1 missed field goal at the buzzer to 1 made field goal as time expires, Orlando knocks Houston 17-16 on a game-winning field goal from Fleming to improve to 7-4 and still give the Intimidators a shot at the number 2 seed. Courtney Coleman, 22 of 30, 268 yards and a touchdown, no picks. DR Sim, 6 catches, 139 yards and a score. And Alonzo Hamilton, 12 tackles, 5 of them behind the line of scrimmage. He also defended 3 passes. Connor Pyatt, 21 of 31, but just for 191 yards in this game, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Zach Parker, 24 carries, 76 yards, and got in the end zone. Stephen Lambert, one of his best games of the season, 10 tackles, including 3 behind the line of scrimmage, and 1 of them going for a sack. Houston now 7-4. Orlando now 7-4. Cleveland now 6-5. They've won 4 in a row, and Baltimore falls to 6-5. That gives Sioux Falls a bit of breathing room at 7-4, but still with the big game over Cleveland. No reason to take a deep sigh of relief just yet. What a week 12 it is going to be. Boy, we are just having some issues here. Oh, there we go. What a week 12 it is going to be. It starts Saturday as the 6-5 Tallahassee Pride hosts the 5-6 Carolina Skyhawks. The Skyhawks win and they're in, lose and they're out. Pride win and they're in, lose if they're out. Tallahassee still has an opportunity to get 3rd place. If they win, Orlando loses, and the point differential favors Tallahassee. Currently, Orlando has a plus 14 point differential on the Pride. The loser of that point differential tiebreaker in that scenario would play Louisville in the first round. Oklahoma City also plays Houston. A Houston loss plus an Orlando win means the Intimidators are the 2 seed. Orlando is still has an opportunity for 2nd place, but not if Houston wins, because Houston has a plus 39 point differential as the 2 split the season series. Also Saturday, Santa Fe at Dallas, NYC at Baltimore. Baltimore now 6-5, can get a win to get to 7-5. And we could have a crazy tiebreaker scenario, no doubt, in the Gray Conference as to who will be the number 2, 3, and 4 seeds. Can Cleveland stay hot? We'll find out Monday as the 6-5 Vipers take on the 7-4 Sioux Falls Sparrows in the SFL Spotlight game. The Maulers play the Corsairs. The Dragons face the Bulldogs. The Dragons need a Cleveland loss, Queen City loss, and a win. Cleveland needs a win, and Queen City can get a win or a loss, but with a loss would need a lot of help. Even if they win, they would need a little bit of help as well at this point. Cleveland has stunned the SFL and made things very, very complicated and very, very epic heading into Week 12. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League and the SFL Network. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Cameron Irvine, and from all of us at Extensive Enterprise Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio, and back at our SFL studios in San Antonio, Texas, good night. We'll see you for Week 12 Saturday.